Hey, what's up, guys? This is Marseille, aka the Property Pastor. Wanted to do a quick video for you today, talking about what I learned in my first day of an eviction, or my first time evicting somebody. Just left the courthouse, and I wanted to share some things that I went through, as well as some things I witnessed while I was sitting in the courtroom. But before I jump in, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube page. I want to shout out our YouTube family, tuning into our videos, learning along the way with us. And one thing we promise with our channel is that we're going to share all of our successes, as well as some of the lessons learned along the way. So with that being said, hey, today went to, just like I said, just left the courthouse here in Hampton, and kind of reinforced a few things and also learned a few things. One of them my own lesson, but another one of them somebody else's experience. So I want to share with you guys. We did do a previous video talking about the value of property management and screening tenants and things of that nature. And I went to court with my property manager. I wanted to go through that process with him. He kind of handles all of that stuff. But one of the big takeaways for me was just a reinforcement of screening tenants. So we've been doing this for about a little over 2 years now, and we have, I believe it's 18 doors, 18 total units that we rent out. And in the course of those 2 years, today was our very first eviction. So that's not a bad track record. But the big thing I want to reiterate or reinforce is the value of screening tenants. You know, they talk about Murphy's Law, things of that nature. And today, I think, in this experience, we really ran into that. The particular tenant that we had to evict today was a college student. And one of the things I was going back and forth with my property manager on was whether or not we were going to screen college students. And for me, I was like, yeah, let's definitely do it. That's pretty much best practice. I let my property manager talk me into not doing it today. And lo and behold, the tenant that we didn't screen, guess who we evicted? That's right, the tenant that we didn't screen. So this kid got in, and pretty much paid his rent right away. After a while, stopped paying rent after pretty much like the second or third month. So we had to go ahead and force the eviction process. But that's just a good learning experience, and I don't believe there's any losses, just lessons. So, hey, at the end of the day, I mean, we learned that, even he was a believer. He had been managing that property before I purchased it for a previous owner. So he had been doing that college rental setup for probably 5 years or so, and said he never had that experience. But I come along, and guess what, as it would have it, we have to evict one of the very first tenants that we bring aboard. But overall, not a bad experience. I think as you do rental investments, rental properties, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So for me, like I said, it just kind of really reinforced that whole thing about of screening your tenants, no matter what. If they're college student, if they're middle aged or senior citizen, looks can be deceiving. Everybody talks good, but you really gotta you gotta do your homework and do your research. So that was what my experience was. But the other thing that I saw that just kind of blew my mind, and just show you how you really gotta have your ducks in a row, was with another investor. He was there, and he had gone in to file eviction against a tenant, and the tenant actually showed up. In this case, my tenant didn't show up, but this tenant showed up, and really just emphasized how much people know how to game the system, and how you really got to have your ducks in a row. So in our city, the city that this particular property was in, basically you have to file a notice with the tenant, giving them 5 days to pay or vacate. Well, this particular investor, he filed his notice. Then he went down to the city to file his eviction paperwork, and our law is 5 days. Well, this guy did it in 4 days, so he was 1 day too early. And the judge the judge was getting ready to award on his behalf, and the tenant chimed in, and they were like, well, hey, look, Your Honor, I noticed that I'm supposed to have 5 days to pay or vacate, and this person filed eviction paperwork for me on the 4th day. So basically what happened was, instead of the judge filing on behalf of the plaintiff or the landlord, they filed on behalf of the tenant. So that 1 day pretty much cost that investor about 2 or 3 weeks. So the investor had to go back, refile the eviction paperwork. At this point, it's been weeks and weeks, so they're constantly losing rent and things like that, and pretty much almost kind of start over. So they get a brand new court date, pay brand new court fees all over again, so double the money they had to pay and all that kind of stuff. And the tenant knew exactly what their legal rights were. So like I said, as a real estate investor, as a landlord, whatnot, it's important to know the law, to know what you can and cannot do, and really do your homework. So before we did our eviction, we went down to the city. We'll have my property manager make sure he had going out to the city and reviewed every step, and we had to make sure we filed the right amount of time, we filed our eviction notice with beyond the 5-day minimum requirement. So for us, when we went in, it was pretty much open and shut. But yeah, like I said, I really felt for that other guy. I talked to him afterwards, and we were like, man, that guy's a pro. I'm sure this is not his first time going through this, and it just kind of reinforces the fact that, hey, this guy's probably been evicted before, maybe multiple times, and I would not be surprised if that particular investor had not done their homework of doing a background check on the tenant. So double whammy on that one, double lesson learned. So look, like I said, I'm going to share with you guys our experience, good, bad, ugly. You're going to get it all. So hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. I hope this content has been beneficial to you, and I'm looking forward to bringing you a whole lot more. Hey guys, that's all I got for you today. God bless. Until the next one.